It's almost my birthday. He's gonna be old. Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for Tuesday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, alongside the disruptor, Ian Ferguson.
Why am I?
I am Galaxy Purple Pat Contry. On the show this week, we'll be talking about the big Nintendo data leaks. We'll be talking about the Billy Mitchell lawsuit versus Twin Galaxies. Recent Heritage auction video game results, which we're kind of starting to do every month, which is nice, and a Q&A and a Patreon poll. Ian, how was your weekend?
It was pretty decent, actually.
Pretty decent?
Pretty decent. My shoulder pain has started to reduce itself. I got a steroid injection in my shoulder on, I think it was Thursday or Friday, and it's helped a little bit. I don't think it's everything.
I gotta hang that picture back up while you talk. Keep going.
Yeah, important. Okay. So right, got the injection. We'll probably have to do some physical therapy. Have you ever had a corticosteroid injection? The needle is fucking terrifyingly long.
I had a some sort of weird growth tumor on my knee around where I had surgery, and they didn't know what it was. So instead of just hacking it off right away, which they should have done, they fucked around with these steroid injections for like 2-3 months. Yeah, they were painful. It gets in there. I remember that.
Like this is actually it's shooting to get in between the joint. Like it wants to get in there. So it's not just
it's like a thick one.
It's not just a surface injection. It's it's getting in there, and they numb you with the cold spray and all that. It doesn't actually hurt that bad. It's just it's terrifying to see them come in with normally the needle on like an inoculation or something is like that long, and it's like, oh my fucking god. It's like, just get behind me, put it in. That sounded bad.
I was going to say,
get it over with.
Put that on a t-shirt. Get behind me, put it in.
I also downloaded and started playing Streets of Rage 4. And I am happy to report that Streets of Rage 4 is really fucking good.
Okay.
Really good.
I saw Andre playing on Twitch.
I have my strong opinions about things. I worry about things, and when things turn out good, I'm not going to pretend like they don't. I'm very happy when things turn out good. Examples: I was worried about Bloodstained when I found out that Way Forward was doing it. I ended up really liking Bloodstained. With this one, I was afraid that the first trailers that I saw, I didn't love the animation style, and the game didn't look like it. It didn't look like it really conveyed like the impact that's important in a beat 'em up. I think that's one of the most important things in a beat 'em up is that you actually have to feel like you're hitting something. The sound design's got to be good.
Sounds good. Maybe you get that slight stagger slowdown when you hit someone, like in Final Fight.
Final Fight does it really well, and the Streets of Rage series does too. I've just always been afraid with these, when people grab these series and try to bring them into the modern era after so many years of not having done anything. And keep in mind, the last Streets of Rage we saw was, I think, 93? 94 was Streets of Rage 3? I was worried about it. I was not excited. But it came out, and I started hearing really good things in the lead up. Our friend Joe Modzleski from Limited Run, he's been a big... he was like a big cheerleader of the game as he, as time went on and he was able to play like some stuff of it. He was like, this is going to be good. And it is. I haven't beaten it yet, but the soundtrack is fantastic. The game feels great. There's no run. Some of the characters that you play as, you can double tap and kind of like dash in just a little bit, like to gain a step, but there's no like full on run, which is the only thing that I feel like is missing. I go to run every once in a while, and it's not there.
You like having run in your beat 'em ups?
Even just to move from like point A to point B after everything is destroyed, it's nice to kind of be able to move around a little bit. A lot of beat 'em ups do have a dash, especially modern ones. But all that said, it's really good. and yeah, it's fun. So
I'm looking this up. There's 12 unlockable characters,
yep,
including the original pixelated ones. Spoilers. Interesting.
yep.
Oh, that's good.
12 levels, good soundtrack, everything feels good.
How long is the game?
It's probably a couple hours to get through everything.
A couple hours?
Yeah, it's 12 levels. It's long.
A little long for a beat 'em up, but that's fine. I mean, in this modern age, I guess you want a little
I mean,
longer.
if you want to find something wrong with it, that's fine. I'm just saying. If
2 hours is a little bit long for a beat 'em up. That's
well,
all.
I mean, but
If
the
it-
game, yeah, but you save and load. I mean, if they
load.
if they made it as long as a normal beat 'em up, people would bitch about it being too
Oh,
short.
sure.
It's not a beat 'em up that I'm.
Is there
gonna,
branching paths?
That I'm unaware of if there are.
That'd be cool. I'd rather play a game through like twice with branching paths. That'd be cool. I'm not looking for a single clip. On the Genesis, those fucking Streets of Rage games were like 25 minutes. You're done. Get out. Go home. You know, on the Genesis.
Yeah, I'm fine with having to sit down, twice to beat 'em up if I'm enjoying it, so that I don't burn out on it. I understand that. I definitely believe there is, especially in shooters. I often feel like there is a benefit in brevity.
Yes.
But
Unless there's enough variety in the enemies and stages.
there's a benefit to brevity in these arcade type games. I feel like Final Fight is one of the best paced beat 'em ups, but for something that is releasing for a console for $25, I understand the desire to put a little bit of extra length in there.
Sure.
So yeah, anyways, it's very good, and I'm happy it came out as good as it did. I'd love to see more beat 'em ups that are truly good come back. Oh, and one thing I wanted to mention. This is important. They did something with the super moves that I absolutely fucking love. Okay. So you know how in a beat 'em up, whether it's Final Fight, Double Dragon, I believe, does them. Lots of beat 'em ups. When you do your special move, it takes a chunk of your life away.
Not Double Dragon, but okay.
It takes a chunk of your life away. That's always been really, really annoying to me. The way that Streets of Rage 4 handles that is really great. When you do a special move, it takes away a chunk of your life, but the bar stays gray. So after you do it, you have that opportunity to, as long as you don't get hit by an enemy, and you keep,
back up.
as long as you keep hitting them, any enemies, your life charges back up. As soon as you get hit by an enemy after using a special move, you lose the ability to gain back that life.
So it creates a strategic usefulness of it. You're not afraid to use it.
Right. It's far more strategic. There's far better play. There's far more opportunity to use it where you don't feel like you're just getting rid of life.
I kind of like the I had to play it and see if it's not something you get overly. I don't like any game where you have to overly rely on a special move in a beat 'em up. I think it should be balanced enough where you don't have to use it too much unless you get overwhelmed.
But you don't. You don't have to use it that much. I'm just saying that. It's not. It's not. I'd rather not be entirely punished for using a special move. There's far more risk reward. I've never liked that. Just take a chunk of my life away for using a special move, thing in beat 'em ups.
I thought it's fine because otherwise you just spam the special move and there's no challenge. What's the point then? Of playing the damn game.
Right. You're absolutely right. What I'm saying here is this is a nice medium.
I don't know, like I said to you, I don't know why you're getting snippy. I said in theory I'm open to it. I want to make sure it's not something where, okay, now I'm going to be using this special move every 10 seconds, punching guys using it
Please
again.
do your investigation and report back.
I will investigate.
Okay, please investigate.
I don't know why you get snippy when
back.
I'm agreeing with you on it in theory. I just want to see what happens.
I gotta
with it.
put my eyes on this very simple mechanic and make sure that it's not silly.
For me.
Okay.
Yes, for me. I'm not saying I'm going to ban it. I'm not like the World Video Game Organization that we have like a 10-person panel about video game rules. Like, I'm just saying for me, I'm very particular about my beat 'em ups. You know that. Like it can turn into like the fucking Tick on the Super Nintendo. You want to hang yourself before the damn game's over because
Was the Tick a beat 'em up?
Yes,
I never played it.
A certain Super Nintendo guidebook at Ultimate Nintendo.
Cool, I love the Super Nintendo. I know everything about it, Pat.
Well, why would you ask me after I said it's a beat 'em up?
I know it was more of a confirmation, a surprise. I thought it was a platformer.
We're starting snippy. But anyway, so the point is this: that game could last over 2 hours, and that's way too long for that game because The enemies aren't of any good variety in that game. Unfortunately, they'll change how they look, but they'll have the same exact. It just lasts forever. It's just way drawn out. So I'm very particular about, and because of that, I gave like an average score when if it was half the length, that game would have got a higher score because it just drags forever. I'm very particular about my beat 'em ups.
You're very particular.
There's a really precarious scale.
That's why you love the best one ever, right? Double Dragon.
I never said Double Dragon was the best one ever, Mr. Snippy Ferguson. I never said that, but it's a good game and it's obviously important in the history.
Ooh.
All
right.
Speaking of Snippy, haircut week 13 we're on without getting a haircut.
Oh God, I need one too.
So I can probably honestly go another 2 weeks before it gets way out of control. When I went to the store, I now have a face mask, so I didn't have to tie a bandana around it. I don't know what would have happened if I tried to tie a bandana this week. I think I would have tied up my own fingers like a Chinese finger trap. That's probably what would have happened. I would have been like, oh shit.
Around your neck.
I've heard that, but then how do
pull
you
it up?
How do you get up and have it being still secure? Because your neck has less thickness than your face.
I've never seen anyone have a problem with it. Just try it.
It's not gonna be tight.
It is tight. Tie it to a proper tightness and then slide it up over your nose, and the tension between your nose and here holds it to your face very tightly.
Well, I don't have to anymore because I have a face mask that someone made for me.
Go.
I can wash.
There you go.
So there you go. There. Then we're also on week 2 of the bidet saga. It's a game changer. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go too much into
Love hearing about Pat's shiny new asshole.
Well, what did you say before? Get behind me and put it in.
Yeah.
So you said before. So this weekend, and since you asked so nicely, Ian, what I did this weekend as well, I streamed. I'm really liking streaming. Twitch.tv/CountryCode on Twitch. I'm streaming, watching like 80s commercial blocks.
Hey Pat, what did you do this weekend?
And so I think that's my true calling. Not that I don't enjoy playing video games, but there's a lot less stress and a lot more interaction and a lot more fun, I think, when you're just like, riffing and watching commercials together. And I'm giving like a history lesson on some of the companies that are no longer around and like certain toys that may have come out and things like that. And in the one of the commercial blocks we watched was the very first TurboGrafx 16 commercial.
Oh, nice.
89. Introducing the TurboGrafx 16. And speaking of that, Ian, I'm doing a birthday stream. My birthday's coming up on Saturday. It's going to be at Country Code on Twitch. I'll be playing TurboGrafx games.
Woo!
Probably the mini, maybe through an emulator, through the Magic Engine, but we'll see. I got to see how well it works playing on there. Honestly, if it had 3 extra games, it would be the mini all the way. If all it needed would be Legendary Axe 1 and 2 and Bloody Wolf, and I probably wouldn't need to even think about
Devil's Crush.
And Devil's Crush, but you got a crush on there though. So anyway, so that's it's gonna be a charity stream. It is going to be raising.
Is
money.
New Adventure Island on there? I think.
Oh shit! It's New Adventure. Is it?
I think.
No, I don't think it is.
God, it's such a good game.
There has to be. It's Hudson. I think it would be on there.
I would think so.
It's going to be. I'll be raising money for the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. That's what I'll be doing through either bits that people donate or straight donations. So I'm going to set a goal of probably 2,000 or 3,000 there. And so yeah. And then the cool news is that Google.org is actually doing a double match for donations. So basically tripling your money after the fact. So again, Country Code on Twitch. Go and follow me on there. It's lots of fun. And I'm starting to finally figure out how to use Twitch about 6 years into its real existence. So that's good there. We just passed May the 4th. Which
can we not? Can we just literally? Can we? No, please. I'm begging you. Stop.
Snippy Ferguson.
Please, just fucking once. Can we not talk about that property?
What do you mean that? We haven't brought up that in a while.
All right, let's talk about Star Wars.
I was gonna talk about.
Everyone loves Star Wars.
May the 4th wasn't a thing until I think social media. I don't remember May the 4th being a thing like 15 years ago.
It was, but
10 years ago.
Disney definitely took it and ran. They took it
like when they got the property. They ran with it.
That's how I feel. Is that they?
We don't need a reminder of Star Wars once a year.
Oh no, I don't.
I'm on your side, E. I don't know why you're like fucking jumping down my throat. We don't need a reminder.
I just don't want to hear. If there is one thing on this planet, I'm fucking breaking down right now. It happened yesterday. If there is one thing on this planet that I am so fucking sick of that I never ever need to experience anything having to do with it ever again.
You want the property gone?
It's Star Wars.
You want the property?
And the thing is, like, to all the Star Wars fans out there, and there's
I'm a Star Wars
and there's
fan
so
in
many
theory.
of them. That's cool. Like it. Like, I'm not hating on you for liking it, but me personally, I am just so drenched in the sticky fucking awfulness of the mediocrity of what Star Wars has become. I can't do it. I honestly, I'm at the point where, like, every day that goes by, I am less and less likely to watch The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if I'm ever going to see that movie.
You're not excited that Taika Waititi is going to be directing a Star Wars film?
Love Taika Waititi. I saw that yesterday and I groaned. It's like, can't we just let it fucking be dead for like 5 years?
Not when you spend $4 billion
I know.
on it.
I know, and it just
That's a lot of green, Ian. It's a lot of celery to spend.
Oh, a lot of crisp lettuce.
A lot of lettuce
Stack
there.
the cheddar chips. Fuck, I just don't want. I can't.
It was different when it was like once every 20 years you get a few films. It's like, oh, this feels like an event. It's not an event anymore.
I finally read some spoilers for Rise of Skywalker, though, and I was like, boy, I'm glad I was not looking forward to this movie.
Well, they rewrote that thing heavily.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you look at the, and that's not because I may know someone who worked on the film. When you look at they have all the art of books. They're totally different than what they ended up with.
Yeah.
Like, there was supposed to be like some spider Sith monster originally. They're like, oh, I want to see that in the movie.
Yeah, the same person had explained that to me as well, and I was like, wow.
And you had more of Dark Rey like teaming up with like a dark Kylo. I was like, this is some cool shit they're going in here. And originally Kylo was not going to have some dumb fucking redemption arc that is there for no fucking reason at all. It was just going to be, yeah, he's a bad dude. He's a bad guy. You go after him.
Sometimes we have bad guys.
Not everyone needs to fucking have redemption and have a weird kiss for no reason. Sorry, they kiss at the end. Spoilers.
Oh, do they?
It's after,
Whew.
it's not earned at all because, he tortured her and killed Han Solo and, anyway, it's a weird movie. It's a weird movie. Right. I'm just going to say that I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's a weird movie to watch. It's like, it's almost like you know what it is? It's almost like if they gave the average person, we want you to tie up this series, put in all the ideas you can. We'll give you 2 hours and 20 minutes to do it. We want as much nostalgia as you want. Throw it in there and put it in a blender. That's the movie most people would have made, which is not good because most people don't know what would make a good Star Wars film. Or
you can't make a fucking movie by committee.
And that's exactly what this movie is. For better or for worse. I'll let you decide when you watch it. And plus, the Abrams cut was like when he submitted to Disney, it was like 20 to 25 minutes longer, and they didn't tell him they were cutting out 25 minutes about.
I heard that. Yeah,
and
he didn't know until
he's like what
until he watched it or something.
So I guess they were afraid of having like a 2 hour 45-minute Star Wars movie or 2 hour. They needed every fucking minute that they could because so much happens in this movie. So we were treading ground. I talked about it. I think I had
we're done.
A video about it.
Onward.
I think I had a Rare Pat video review on it. But anyway, so you want to talk about the Summer Games Fest that was announced?
Yeah, I feel like I should mention this. Summer Games Fest was announced. Jeff Keighley, longtime video game industry fella.
Video Game Awards guy.
Yep.
Awards guy, yeah.
Used to always be at E3. One of the news topics we talked about was how strange it was that he wasn't going to be at E3 this year if it was going to happen, kind of signifying the end of E3.
We discussed that? Okay.
We did. At least I think we did. But yes, so all these festivals and game conventions and everything have been canceled. So he got together and has basically created what's called Summer Games Fest, and it's a loose umbrella.
Sounds like an Epic's game.
Huh?
Sounds like an Epic's Games Fest.
And under this loose umbrella, there are going to be a lot of televised conferences and announcements and shows like that. I think it's a good idea, and it will get, it'll help the game industry get the news out there that they need to and that they normally do, and hopefully prevent the game industry from, locking up during this certain health crisis.
Okay.
So basically, he's partnering with companies like 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, PlayStation, EA,
Blizzard,
Xbox. I mean, all the big
Steam,
ones.
yeah.
Square Enix. They're all on here. Nintendo is not. Nintendo has always kind of done their own thing. And what we're essentially probably going to see here is a lot of Nintendo Direct type
Yeah.
stuff,
Which was what the industry was turning to anyway.
which I think is good. In addition to that, there's also they're looking like they're going to Microsoft is going to be doing some sort of playable game festival. This is interesting. I'm trying to.
When they say festival, they'll like give people a bunch of codes for like a weekend or something to play.
Yeah,
something like that.
so this was kind of done before. I want to say this was done during. Was it during GDC? GDC didn't happen. Which one did happen? The one.
PAX East happened.
Oh, PAX East. It was during PAX East, I believe. They did a weekend where basically there were playable demos for like 12 indie games that were put up, and people got to play them and check them out and talk about them. So I think that's what we're going to see here. Is we're going to see, yeah, exactly. We're going to get some time to demos, so news can get out there in a way that is similar to what would happen if we were having, you know, an E3 or some sort of game convention. In real life, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, why not? It's honestly, it'll just be like, you know, announcements of, I guess, digital streams.
Yep.
Obviously on Twitch and whatever else. And
Hopefully people will get to see some cool stuff.
I mean, they're still making games.
Yeah. So they're still making games. You need some way to get that info out there, and I think people will enjoy this. It'll give people some little things to look forward to over the summer. This is running from May to, I think it says August.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have more info on that shortly.
Sure. And then I was going to bring up something else, and now it just escaped me that something I was going to bring up. Oh, thanks so much, everyone who got in on the Nintendo Guidebook Twitter giveaway. Got like 2,500 retweets. I don't think I've ever tweeted something that even got that many retweets, except maybe the few times I was in a Twitter story for saying something goofy. About something like when they canceled the NES Classic, I got put in the Twitter story in a couple of times. But yeah, I'll pick the winners later today, tomorrow, and then if you got, you know, maybe you win a signed book, and I'll do a Super Nintendo giveaway maybe next month. I'll do that there.
Beepa baba.
I'll do a beepa baba. Hey, I'm trying to give something back.
Beebly deebly.
You can put it on eBay and sell if you want. I don't know.
Papa-dupa.
Do what you want there. Anyway, so besides that, I have about 4 days left. 3.5 days left of being in my 30s here. And I guess I'll talk about more next week, but I don't feel too weirded out yet. Maybe it'll hit me on Saturday, on the 9th, where I'll be like, hey, I'm officially, you know, is that middle age when you're 40? You know, officially? What's middle age nowadays? Used to be 40 was ancient. Back when you used to live to like 57 years old, like 40 years ago. You think I should be feeling all right?
I don't think there's any reason for you to not feel all right.
I mean, I think I'm in pretty good health. I got my heavy bag installed a week and a half ago. I've been using it almost every day until my body said you can't use it more than 6-7 days in a row. Enough. Your body's going to break down. So I'm like, okay. But then again, I probably couldn't do that when I was 30. So I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing cool. I'm encouraged by that.
Good.
And plus, I got my mom's skin, so I'm all right for a while. Wow. You met my mom, right?
I have.
I have her cheeks.
I have met your mom and your dad. Mama and a papa. They seemed nice to me. I mean, they probably weren't going out of their way to be mean to me.
What are you trying to say about my parents?
You asked me if I met them, and I said they seemed nice to me.
Why did they add going out of the way to be mean to me? Why would they go out of the way to be mean to you?
It's a joke, Pat. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say when you ask me if you've met my parents. What do you want me to say to that? Yes, they seem nice.
I didn't ask you my parents. I just said I have my
Oh.
mom's cheeks.
You said you've met my mom, and I said yes.
Did I say that?
Yes, you said it right. Jesus Christ, Pat, pay attention to what you say. You said you've met my mom before, and I said yes, I think so.
I got to rewind the tape. Is there a rewind function on this here? I can rewind it? That'd be funny if there was. If we can rewatch what we just said. They got to add that to OBS. That'd be fantastic to put that in. But then it would create a podcast paradox.
We got to add that to news conferences.
Oh, really? Well,
They've got to add that.
What are you trying to imply about our news conferences? Something weird things being said?
Yes.
And bringing up Donna Reed trending today, which I thought was strange.
Oh, what? Really?
Donna Reed was trending. I guess someone probably said it in a press conference.
Oh, speaking of news, that's weird. I do. It's some news that's weird but bad. Saw this morning. 5-year-old boy was pulled over in Utah on his way to California to try to buy a Lamborghini.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We're doing a human interest story? What happened, Ian?
Just gonna read this. Let's see.
5-year-old pulled over.
Who was this? This is a CNN.com article. I'm just gonna read this little blurb. A 5-year-old boy with $3 in his pocket was pulled over by Utah police while driving his parents' car to California to buy a Lamborghini. But then it gets crazier. The boy left in the SUV after arguing with his mother, who said she would not buy the luxury car for him. Utah Highway Patrol said on Twitter.
What?
So this 5-year-old had a real deal argument with his mom about wanting a car. So then he left to go to California. He made it from 17th and Lincoln in Ogden down to the 25th Street off-ramp SB I-15. That doesn't sound too far, but
He was going 32 and a 70, it says. So he got to the highway, it seems like. He knew how to get that far. Holy shit. How did he see over the steering wheel?
I don't know. He was sitting on the front edge of the seat so that he could reach the brake pedal to keep the car stopped while I was standing there, the cop said.
Oh my god.
All right.
That's a fun one. Get the kid a Matchbox set, or they still have Matchbox and Hot Wheels, right? Get him one of those. Why does he think they're in California and nowhere else? He must have seen a YouTube video. I'm guessing there's a Lamborghini somewhere in Utah or a dealership. I guess not as much as California.
Once he was pulled over, the child told the trooper he had intended to drive to California to purchase a Lamborghini for himself. He had $3. The starting price for a new Lamborghini is around $200,000.
All right. I'm not trying to be too critical of the kid, but even when I was 5, I knew that cars cost a lot of money.
$3.
I'm trying to think
it's not enough for a Lambo.
When I was 5, I knew a comic book was 50 cents or 75 cents. I knew what general values were.
Yeah.
I bought things for myself like candy. Come on, kid. What's going on here? Is that a breakdown in the Utah public school system there? not knowing what a car costs? Or maybe he thought, he'd rent one or steal it. I don't know. That's a fun story. That's a fun human interest story there. All right, anything else to add to this strange intro?
No.
I'm really curious now if I honestly asked if you met my mom, because I know you met my mom.
Yeah. You said you've met my mom. And I said, yeah.
Oh, I said you've met my mom. I wasn't asking if you did.
Okay. You said you've met my mom.
It was a statement. You've met my mom. If I said that.
Fine. You still said you've met my mom. Whether or not there was a question mark or a period on the end of it, you still said it.
It was rhetorical. It wasn't an actual question. Meaning that you've seen our cheeks to compare them. That's probably what I meant.
I have not spent a lot of time. You're looking at your cheeks.
All right, Snippy Ferguson.
Not spent a lot of time looking at your face. Your
what?
fotch.
What did you just say?
Your fotch.
I thought you said my crotch.
Your fotch.
What is fotch? Is that an old-timey word? What does fotch mean? Is that a word? Fotch, verb, fetch. It's not. It doesn't mean face.
It's fine.
Okay.